Welcome to today's video, everyone. I hope you're having a fabulous day today. I am in the salon, as you can see. Hey! And today I'm going to be showing you guys all of my favorite color brushes and why I use different color brushes over another. Is that even English? Why there is different color brushes. So let's go grab some color brushes. Let's go. Hi. All right, now that we're sitting here, let's dive into that juicy stuff all about color brushes. Hey, but before I keep going, if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It would absolutely mean the world to me to join my little hair community that I am starting. And okay, let's just get into it. Okay, so for me, day to day in the salon, this is, oh shit, this is like the color brushes that I reach for every single day. Dun, dun, dun. I feel like there's a microphone. Testing, mic check 1, 2. There are so many brands that create color brushes, from Framar to Color Track to Schwarzkopf to Redken to, I don't even know, Goldwell. Like, every company has their own color brushes and what they think is great, but I am here to break it down as to what service you're doing, what color brush will work for it, the pros, the cons, and everything in between, okay? Starting off with my most reach for brush would probably be the Schwarzkopf brush. Now this does come in 2 different options. So there is a long hair bristle and then one that is half the size of these bristles. I just didn't grab it. So this is definitely my most reach for brush because I find it has so much control. The reason it has so much control is because the bristles I find are more fat as opposed to like being really thin along where the bristles sit. So I find there's just a lot of bristles. Oh my god, how many times can I say the word bristles? We're on brush number 1. My favorite service to use this brush in is a bleach root retouch application. I find you just have so much control. It's really not a messy brush. It's super clean. You can place your color exactly where you want it. I would also use this to balayage as well. But someone who has really small roots, I would definitely not use this brush. I find it's a very thick brush. So there's sometimes with really small roots, there's not enough room to like stick your brush in there. But if you have really grown out roots, or if you're just wanting like an all over change, I would definitely still pick up this brush. It is really good also for like saturating. So if you want a brush that, like, let's say you've already balayaged and you're like pulling the color through the ends, like the lightener through her ends, then I would definitely pick up this brush because you can really jam it into the hair, and I find it saturates so much better than some of the other brushes. So I will always pick up this to saturate or for bleach root retouches. Okay, moving on, brush number 2. Woohoo! Okay, so this is the Framar, just regular old pink brush. This is like my OG. So any like just regular color root retouches, full colors, balayages, anything you can do with this brush. I find this is like such a universal brush. You can really use it for anything. It won't let you down. Basically, I will use this for anything. It is a little bit longer, like width-wise. It's a little bit longer. So if you have someone with a really narrow head, I know this kind of sounds funny, but I honestly would not pick up this brush with someone with a really narrow head because it's very wide. But for anyone with a fat head, this is great. It's going to cover so much surface ground. I really like this brush. It's really good for balayaging because it is not as wide as the Schwarzkopf brushes. Like the actual bristles are a lot thinner on the Framar brushes. It just creates for a better blend. So while you're balayaging, it just has that like nice flick. It has just really nice bristles that you can like feather upwards that will not leave any like harsh chunky lines in your balayage. Okay, moving on to this Framar brush. So one of the girls at my shop always reaches for these small Framar brushes, and I never really understood why until I started using them. And holy crap, if you are balayaging, you need this one, or there is also a angled version as well. Honestly, I'm not like a crazy huge fan of the angled one. I like never use it. I don't even know why you would use it, to be honest, like to feather up. You always have your brush to the side, never on top. So why it's angled, I don't know. I am not your girl for the angled brush, but they just know if you are an angled brush kind of girl, Framar has your back, okay? I always reach for just like the flat across one, and this one gives such a nice blend because it isn't so fat across. It has like a nice thin amount of bristles across the brush. It's not like super dense, super thick. The bristles are just really flexible. They're just really great to balayage or to highlight with. Honestly, like anything that you are dealing with like a smaller root scenario, girls who like coming back like every 3 months, every 4 months, this is definitely what I would choose. I really don't use like it for color root retouches or for full colors. I just find this one is meant to blend, so there is really no reason to use it for a full color. You're kind of just like wasting and messing up the bristles. Shall we talk about toning now? Okay, Shantae. Anyone remember Hilary Duff though? I think that was from Hilary Duff. Man, I love that movie so much. Okay, time for toning. So this is a color track brush right here. I really like using this brush for a bleach root retouch toning part of your service. So not for the actual bleach part, but for the actual toning part. The bristles are super smooth compared to like the Schwarzkopf ones or the Framar ones. I find that when you're doing it on someone's scalp, this just tends to feel a lot nicer. I don't know why, but it's getting all up in my hair. The bristles are so soft. For some reason, I find they're like the softest out of any brush there is. So when you're applying it on someone's root, on your client's root who has just had a bleach service, their head is usually a little bit more sensitive. Toning usually makes it a little bit more itchy, a little bit more sensitive. So anything that you can do to try and calm their scalp will really feel really nice, and your client will thank you in return. So this brush, I always reach for it just because it feels like the softest and kind of like soothing on your client's head. I really like this one for toning. All right, moving on. This is a Goldwell brush. It is like kind of like a smaller version of the Schwarzkopf brush. You can kind of like see the difference right here. It's kind of like, I don't know, a third. It's like literally missing like one bristle, okay? But the reason I like this one is for if you're just doing a client who wants like some fresh face framing pieces. I really like this one because this is so nice because people's foreheads, you want more control. You want your brush to be a little bit smaller so that you're not ever getting bleach in their eyes or anything like that. You want it to be super small. Boom. I hope you like my imitation. This brush just makes the most sense for face framing. Honestly, I really don't use it for much else. Wait, I do. The only other thing I use this brush for is for like tapping a toner on someone's root. So if you did like highlights and you want like the littlest like tap of a root on their scalp, I'll use this because it is so small that I literally just go doot, 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 doot. I just literally pop it on. Because this brush is so small, I find it is so easy to just be so precise to exactly where you want the color. Any little mini roots or face framing, this brush is amazing for. Okay, now for the big kahunas. There is a Framar one and there is a Schwarzkopf one. They are pretty big. I think the Schwarzkopf one is a little bit bigger. These ones are really great for Asian roots. I literally don't really use them for anything else besides roots. I mean, I guess you could use them for like a full color as well if someone has like major thick ass hair, but honestly I just use these for roots. I find they go so quick, like especially for Asian hair, especially the Schwarzkopf one. Especially for the Schwarzkopf one, I really like this one for Asian roots because, like I said before, with the Schwarzkopf brushes, they just saturate so well and they hold the color in the actual brush really good, so it doesn't really drip out of the bristles. Hey, everybody loves that. So when you're applying it to your root, it just makes it so easy. This bad boy, also really good for anyone's root. I don't really pick it up that often, I'm not gonna lie. I usually will pick up this one over this one, but sometimes people's heads are just like too small for the big ones, so I find I just get more sloppy with the big brushes. But if you have someone with like really thick hair, having a longer brush actually makes putting your color on so much faster and so much easier. So thick-haired girls, these are lifesavers. Girl, we are almost done. We have 2 more brushes, okay? Hang with me, hang with me. I'm gonna talk about this one really fast because it comes with the B3 treatment, and literally that is all I use it for. I never color with this brush. I never apply roots. I never do anything with this brush except for apply my treatment. If you don't know how Brazilian works, Brazilian has a demi conditioner that you put into a bowl and a second part, some of the good juices, and you mix them together. I use the brush and then you apply the treatment with a brush and bowl, and that is what I use this brush for. And the last brush is another Framar brush. This is amazing for hand painting. It literally looks like a big ass paintbrush. So I don't know if you've ever seen, some hairstylists actually do use like actual paintbrushes to hand paint. So kudos to Framar. They came out with their own version with actual bristles for actual hair color. This brush is just used for hand painting. It literally is used for nothing else. You just paint with it on the hair with some bleach. Voila! Honestly, that's it. I don't use this for anything else. It would just kind of ruin the actual brush. So, girl, hand painting, nothing else. If I did not talk about your favorite brush today, then please leave it in the comments down below. Or if I did, whatever your favorite brush is, just leave it in the comments, girl. I am always open and looking for new brushes to use, new techniques, new everything. So leave it in the comments down below as to what is your favorite color brush. Now, I hope you guys liked today's video, and without further ado, we'll see you next week. Bye guys, peace! Okay. Bristles. Oh my goodness, Abby. Okay. Oh, so I got a hair in my mouth. Woo!